file taxes or have an existing IRS debt of $10,000 or more, you need to make the call.
When we got a letter from the IRS, I made the call.
And Paramount negotiated a settlement that we could afford.
If you were so busy trying to make ends meet that you forgot to file your taxes, make the call and let Paramount put you back on track.
I was getting harassing phone calls morning, noon, and night. I made the call, and Paramount gave me peace of mind.
The professional experts at Paramount Tax Relief have been in your shoes. They're compassionate, honest, and will find the best solution for your problem.
I made the call.
I made the call.
I made the call.
We made the call.
Make the call today. 800-280-4403. 800-280-4403.
Diamonds, the timeless gift. The Jewelry Exchange has thousands of GIA diamonds at the guaranteed lowest price. Half-carat solitaires $4.99, 1-carat $9.90, 2-carat $24.90, and 1-carat studs $5.99. Buy factory direct and save. The Jewelry Exchange, Sudbury.
Right now on Necn, surveillance video showing a smash and grab at a new spot in the South End. Why this break-in is bringing more business to that pizza shop. Plus, 2 luxury Lamborghinis stolen from the sales floor end up in a wild crash miles away. The search for who was behind the wheel. And there are thousands of them. The mystery behind these crows that are flocking to a Massachusetts city. Necn Tonight starts now. All that ahead, but we want to get you started with what tomorrow's going to bring. Good evening. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Tim Caputo. Tomorrow, after all the rain's out of here tonight, the sun will return. A little bit of wind in there as well. Meteorologist Tim Kelly is here with the breakdown. Tim?
Yeah, it's going to get windy and colder, but gradually colder. So if it's snowing at your house now, obviously it's going to be slick to start the day, as it is in mine at Maine, where at Maine Johnny seems pretty happy with his 1/2 to 1.5 inch per hour snowfall that's been accumulating out on the patio all day long. He says it's some of the heaviest snow he's seen all season. Meanwhile, in Portland, the temperature has gone from 36 to 28. So southern Maine is getting the worst weather right now. Well, in New England, flooding rain is a disaster in Mississippi. Thunderstorms offshore. This whole front is going to push out of New England, but it's still snowing almost the entire length of the Maine Turnpike. We're just about now done in the Champlain Valley. One more batch of probably sleet and rain mixed here. That's why it looks so bright on the radar in west end of the Massachusetts Turnpike, but I don't think it's going to hold together. And then here's the snow in much of Maine and New Hampshire, which has another hour or two to go. Look at the freezing air, which is actually pushing south now on the Maine coast. Boston and points south and west, it's damp. It's just going to dry out. It's going to turn into a nice day tomorrow, 30s and 40s. Great ski weather, except it is windy. Many more details coming up in a few minutes.
New tonight, video of a daring smash and grab in the South End. Take a look as the suspect runs right to the register after smashing the glass on that front door. But that break-in bringing that close-knit neighborhood together to rally behind the owners of that store. Necn's Eli Rosenberg joins us live in Boston's South End tonight. Eli?
Yeah, Tim, plenty of people stopping by this restaurant tonight to support this owner. This robbery lasted about 60 seconds. The impact, though, still being felt tonight in a way for the better. After making sure no one is coming, the suspect winds up and throws a brick. The glass door at Union Park Pizza in the South End smashed. The suspect then makes his way inside.
It was upsetting.
Once inside, the suspect wastes little time, running right to the restaurant's cash register. This all happening early Monday morning.
I mean, he got out of here with almost no money at all. You know, the cash drawer is worth more than the money that was in it. It was, changed.
At the restaurant Tuesday night,
thanks so much, man. That's incredible.
Politicians and pizza lovers stopping by to support this relatively new restaurant.
And that's actually why we need Union Park Pizza, because we love the Union Park neighborhood so much. We love it.
Owner Joe Silva still has the brick. A reminder that you never know when crime will show up, literally, at your front door.
If anything, it's made me feel like we need to try and do more and try and figure out, get together and figure out how to make it better.
All right, so other business owners on this stretch tell me they have had similar run-ins. The pizza shop owner tells me police continue to look for the suspect. Live in the South End, Eli Rosenberg, Necn.
And right now, the search continues for two people who police say helped pull off a high-end heist. Two Lamborghini SUVs stolen from a dealership and driven for miles before it all came to this crashing end you see right there. That moment, the two $200,000 cars smashed into each other. Necn was first to bring you images of the scene over that crash, and our live coverage continues now at 10 with our Catherine Sotnick live in Wayland, Massachusetts, where this wild ride all began.
And those Lamborghinis cost more than $400,000. They were stolen last night from this dealership right here behind me on Route 20 in Wayland. Tonight, police say there's some teens behind this, and they took these Lamborghinis for a joyride before crashing them. Surveillance video shows a pair of $200,000 Lamborghini SUVs crashing on Pearl Street in Malden around 8 this morning. It all started with a wild ride when they were stolen from the Herb Chambers in Wayland. Sky Ranger first on the scene, where a manhunt ensued for the three suspects, one of them.
Court is back in session. You may be seated.
18-year-old Elijah McKinney of Cambridge was caught right away. He was arraigned in court shortly after the crash.
Charged with count 1, receiving a stolen motor vehicle, count 2, resisting arrest.
McKinney, already on house arrest, has a 5-page juvenile record. One of the windows of the showroom was shattered. Police say the Lambos were stolen around 3 a.m.
From what we can gather is they broke in, they were able to obtain some keys from an area. They were able to remove the keys, take the cars that are in the front lot, and drive away.
The two stolen SUVs also slammed into another car at that Malden intersection. A woman in a red Kia was taken to Mass General Hospital but is expected to be okay. And tonight, two other teenagers, police are still looking for them, ages 17 and 18, and they will be charged with stealing a car. We're live here tonight in Wayland, Mass. I'm Catherine Sotnick, Necn.
Crews working late tonight restoring power after a large truck ripped down wires and snapped a utility pole in Saugus, Massachusetts. That boom truck got tangled in the wires in front of the Essex Landing complex on Broadway. National Grid said 63 customers lost power due to that crash. We're told the driver of the truck was not hurt. A Dorchester man under arrest tonight accused of biting another rider on the T. Transit police say 26-year-old Bernardino Baran Garcia verbally harassed the couple on the red line. Officers say he then physically attacked them, pulling the woman's hair and biting the man's arm. The couple told officers the attack was unprovoked. All right, there's some good news and some bad news for renters in Boston. Rent's still getting more expensive, but Mayor Marty Walsh says it's increasing at a slower rate. This comes as new data revealed 2019 is the lowest year-to-year increase in prices. So from 2018 to 2019, rent increased by an average of 1.3% citywide. The previous year, rent increased by 3.3%. So the mayor says we're moving in the right direction. Some neighborhoods, including Beacon Hill and South Boston, rent for a one-bedroom apartment actually decreased. Mayor Walsh believes this means rent is stabilizing in the region. And the rising cost of rent, one of the many topics at tonight's first televised debate between Senator Ed Markey and Congressman Joe Kennedy III. Kennedy hoping to unseat incumbent Markey, who's been a senator since 2013. The two sparred on several issues, but both say they would consider supporting bringing back rent control to Massachusetts.
Rent control, yes or no there, Senator?
I would support any community that wants to impose rent control.
If rent stabilization certainly needs to be on the table, and there's a wide variety of measures that we can address. The rent control can be part of that debate.
Markey and Kennedy will debate from Worcester on May 11th, and you'll be able to watch that entire thing right here on Necn. Speaking of your wallet, another community college in Boston will be tuition-free for qualifying students. The Urban College of Boston being added to the growing list of schools that are part of the city's tuition-free community college program. Eligible students can earn a free education for up to 3 years. The mayor making the announcement at the base program in Roxbury, where students at UCB can attend classes. Students there say sometimes that they are the first in their families to attend college.
Getting a degree will open up doors. A degree creates future career opportunities and may help us find our dream jobs.
The funding for the program comes from linkage fees from developers. The mayor says without development in the city, they would not be able to expand this program. All right, in tonight's trending, as the new hands-free law goes into effect in Massachusetts in less than a week now, Worcester launching its own campaign to help spread the word. It's called Eyes Up, Phones Down Worcester, and it's all about bringing awareness to the hands-free law, which goes into effect this coming Sunday. So you won't be allowed to use your phone behind the wheel unless it's in hands-free mode starting Sunday. The first offense, actually $100, goes up significantly from there. But for the first month or so, police will only be writing warnings, giving people a bit of a grace period. Well, it is no secret that New England had some great breweries, and 3 beer makers from the region are now in the top 5 of a global list. The brewery rating site called Rate Beer recently released its list of best breweries in the entire world, and the top spot once again went to Hill Farmstead in Greensboro Bend, Vermont. This is actually the 7th straight year Hill Farmstead won the top spot. Trillium came in at number 3, and Treehouse in Charlton came in 4th place. All right, this is a great one here. A simple act of kindness can go an awfully long way, as you'll see. This West Warwick pizza delivery driver gets an unexpected hug from a 2-year-old boy. Ran out onto his front porch to greet that delivery man. The little boy's mom posted the video because she thought it was a cute little moment between the two. Well, the driver thought the same thing, so he also shared the video because it meant so much to him. Turns out his daughter recently passed away, and in his post, that delivery driver wrote that while the little boy was excited, that moment meant a whole lot more to him because he said he just needed a hug. All right, coming up, a lot more tonight, including, are you not the superstar you maybe thought you would become, and it feels like everyone else on social media is? Well, guess what? You're not alone. Just ahead, how average is the new awesome?
It's something to crow about in Lawrence. This local art exhibit even dedicated to the phenomenon of flocking crows. I'm Joy Lim Nackern with that story ahead.
It's a roost of crows. I'm a crow guy. Can't wait for that story. Look at the weather in Boston tonight. This is it for the week. It's cleaning up in our 10-day forecast after the break.
The Subaru of New England, Washington's birthday sales event lasts all month long. Feel the freedom in a brand new all-wheel drive 2020 Subaru Forester, starting at only $24,495 with 0.9% financing, or lease for only $265 per month. Featuring standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and EyeSight driver assist technology, the Forester offers you all-around safety.
Uh-oh, there you go. Slow slicing fruits, veggies, and those stinky onions that bring you to tears. But not anymore. Introducing NutriChopper, the compact handheld speed slicer that cuts up to 10 times quicker than a knife. Watch. You can have 1 slice or 10 perfect slices at once. Amazing! You can just julienne, or you can bundle slice julienne sticks at lightning speed. With NutriChopper, you can slice the entire onion or mince a mound of onions and never have time for tears. Why slice a single apple wedge when you can wedge it all in one snap? NutriChopper comes with the razor-sharp interchangeable stainless steel blades you need to make all of the cuts you want, and all incredibly quick. Chop thick slices, chop thin slices, chop cubes, chop sticks, and wedge whole fruits and vegetables in just 1 second. Slice it and cook it right in the pan, right on your stove. Chop and slice right into the pot for a family-sized stew with no mess. Snap and slice a fruit salad for the kids right into the bowl in seconds. Slice up a healthy salad for a quick and easy meal on the go. Cube meats and cheeses quick, in a snap. And NutriChopper comes with a perfect portion container and fresh keeping lid so you can slice it, seal it, and store it all in one. To clean, simply rinse or rack it in the dishwasher. Then lock it to store it safely in a drawer. And now the NutriChopper with the thin slice, thick slice, wedge, and cube blades, and the slice and store container and lid, a value of over $40, is yours for just $19.99. But wait! Order now and we'll even pay the shipping for you. You get the complete NutriChopper set with blades and container with lids, all for just $19.99 with free shipping. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-233-6069 or go online at NutriChopper.com. That's 1-800-233-6069 or go to NutriChopper.com. Order now.
How about that sound? Crowded with crows there. Tonight, a bit of mystery happening in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Thousands of crows descending on the city every evening and are landing along a quiet stretch of the Merrimack River. Our Joy Necn shows us how their growing prominence is captivating that community.
The cawing some consider creepy.
It's almost deafening if you go into the woods.
Along with the spooky sight of thousands of crows.
I haven't seen anything quite like this.
Even in the rain, it has residents raving.
20,000 crows is quite an attraction, so that's why I'm here.
The Essex Arts Center even featuring the flock.
It is special that it happens in Lawrence, and so we really wanted to embrace that and really celebrate it.
And here you see a collection of books by the community about the crows, like this one by a 4-year-old, all the way down to that one by an 84-year-old.
It's still a mystery why the crows congregate on the Merrimack River.
There are theories that something about the mill buildings and having this ability that the crows can fly in, they can sit up high and see for a great distance, but then they can also have the river nearby. Obviously, they wouldn't be here if there wasn't a good source of food and the other things they need.
The phenomenon has people flocking here.
And people have driven hours to come see this.
So while this annual occurrence is not new,
this is something that is both commonplace, it's happening all the time, and it's also special.
Most agree it's certainly something to crow about.
It is awe-inspiring, definitely very awe-inspiring.
In Lawrence, Joy Necn, NECN.
So with everyone posting just about everything online, it's easy to feel like if you're not overachieving, you're doing it wrong. But our Jackie Bruno sat down with a local author who has made it her mission to let everyone know that you're living your life for you and not others.
Do you feel average?
Absolutely, more often than not.
I guess it varies day to day.
So how do you guys feel about being average?
It's an awkward question that this Boston-based author says shouldn't be.
Here you go. I'm Samantha Matt, author of Average is the New Awesome, a manifesto for the rest of us.
What's your definition of average?
I think being average is being the norm. It means you're not the best at something, but you're not the worst. You're just doing it. When you're average at something, you're not a failure. And instead of comparing yourself to other people, you really need to think about where you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, what you wanted to do when you were a child, and think of where you are right now, and then compare yourself to that, because that's where you're gonna see where you stand in your life.
It's a mindset that's resonating with Matt's 87,000 followers on her Instagram handle, 20-something Problems, a spinoff from her successful website, Forever 20-somethings.
Average is just your own personal look at where you are in life. People can't be good at everything. I don't think that people should settle, but you're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to try at things and you're allowed to fail at things, and that just needs to be known by everyone.
In Boston, Jackie Bruno, NECN.
Well, you couldn't make up these next few stories even if you tried. First, we go to Maine, where seriously, a cement elephant and nothing else was taken from outside a woman's home there. That 150-pound elephant, a big one, that matches the one that you're about to see right there, was stolen right off a Brunswick woman's stoop. Why'd she have it, you wonder? Well, it was a gift from her sister. One can only assume her sister must have been in town that weekend. That's why you put it out front. The only trace left at this point are that elephant's footprints. The homeowner says there's no way anyone moved that elephant alone because it's so heavy. She has since hung up flyers and is just hoping for its safe return. No, your eyes are not playing tricks on you. That is exactly what it looks like. A woman playing the violin while she is getting a brain tumor removed. So here's how it happened and really why it happened. She was put under general anesthesia to get that tumor on one side of her brain removed, and then doctors woke her up and allowed her to play the violin as a way to help them avoid damaging areas of her brain that were activated while she played. I'm assuming she played the violin prior to that, and they didn't ask her to do it on the spot. But yeah, I'm gonna have to tell my dentist, you know, like to stop giving me grief for playing on my phone while I'm getting the filling now.
I think that's a little different.
I think it's the same thing.
I actually had Vivaldi going for my last surgery.
There you go.
I wasn't playing.
Well, you were playing? No, just
it was 4 seasons, and I couldn't even guess which season.
Probably mix of winter like we had today.
But I would like to talk more about crows, but that's not my job tonight. Explains why the roost is not near my house, where it was all summer. So here's your time lapse of the sun going down in Boston and the air coming in from the southeast. Now, high in the sky, the air was from the south and southwest on Mount Washington. And then down near the ground, since the sun has gone down in Boston, the air is now coming from the northwest, and it makes a huge difference because in parts of New Hampshire and southern Maine, we've seen the temperature go from 35 to 25 in the last couple of hours, and it is wet and white out there, so we are going to have some slow starts in the morning with some icy weather where it snowed today. New cold and dry air is on the way. Cold, this looks like Thursday, and it's going to be warming this weekend and probably staying dry. So what we had is primary low pressure went across Canada today, but then there was a sort of a cold front and a warm front, and that came right over Portland. Now, these temperatures are forecast temperatures, and guidance does not handle low-level chill well. So it's more like 20 in Lewiston, 26 in Portland, 26 in Concord, New Hampshire, with a light flow from the north. Now, on Cape Cod, the wind is from the southwest, and it is 45 degrees, so I agree with that part. And the precipitation is going to shut down in the next 4 hours. I agree with that part. And then here's the back edge of the cloud, which is going to be very distinctive. Could make for some very interesting sunrise photographs tomorrow morning. And the only real solid freezing weather is where it was mostly a snow day. But where we were on the line and went from snow to rain back to freezing, you really got to take it easy. There may be some delays starting off, some postponements early in the day, but it is winter break for a lot of us in southern and eastern New England. And so vacation weather tomorrow continues. It's fairly windy in the afternoon, wind out of the west, and it is good ski weather. Just got to make sure. It's mostly the side roads and sidewalks that are going to be a little icy. So by sunset tomorrow, now we're falling into the 30s tomorrow evening, and then it's going to be much colder as our air comes from central Canada. Can't catch a break in the southeast. It's raining now. It's going to rain again later this week. Even snow in South Carolina possible Thursday as more snow misses New England to the south. So from Boston to Washington, D.C., it just won't snow this winter. The mountains are doing fine. We have about 65 inches at 4,000 feet on Mount Mansfield. So it's been a complete different story, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine than Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. Anyhow, we're all turning colder. It's a huge high-pressure system. There's that snow to our south and out over the ocean. It's going to miss us. That warm front there, that red line in Ontario, is the leading edge of warmer air that comes in for the weekend. Here's the 10-day, near 40 and breezy tomorrow. It's windy and cold Thursday and Friday. Back to the single numbers Friday morning, and then by Saturday afternoon, lower 40s south and mid-40s Sunday. Somewhat colder air comes in next week with a couple more chances of rain and or snow Monday and Tuesday, and especially Thursday. That's our forecast.
Thank you, Tim. We got sports coming up next. Raul Martinez is here. MLB really doing a bang-up job in this cheating scandal.
What a disaster
Every
it's
day
been.
is another one.
Every single day, MLB Commissioner Rod Manfred talking again. I mean, he's apologizing for calling the World Series trophy a piece of metal. He had a much better news conference this time. We'll talk investigations. Strong words from Yankees star Aaron Judge on the Astros. Plus, we'll head back to Fort Myers. The Red Sox have a lot to figure out. For the season around the corner, you're going to hear from interim manager Ron Renicky and Andrew Benintendi. That's next in sports.
The unknown was terrifying.
This turned out to be one of the most unusual cases we've ever come across.
Disappearances, cold cases, family secrets, murder.
I just wanted him dead.
America's most captivating true crime stories are on 5 times a week.
Oh my God, I knew he'd done it, and now I need to go out and prove it.
Dateline, weeknights at 8 on NECN.
Meet the first ever Mazda CX-30. Feel alive.
Names matter. Your name, the name you've made for yourself, and the name of the company you represent. That's why at 4imprint, every name and logo is printed with certainty. Right the first time, on time, every time, at a great price, guaranteed. Because when you have passion, integrity, and certainty, the only name they'll remember is yours. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
One of the questions I'm often asked is, what's my case worth? Of course, that depends on your injuries. But if you'd like to get an idea, go to forthepeople.com and look at our recent verdicts in court. You'll see accidents and injuries just like yours. We try more accident cases to verdict than any firm in America, and it allows us to settle early because the insurance industry knows about our reputation and results. Numbers don't lie. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. forthepeople.com.
My dad served in World War II. He was my hero. As he got older, he needed more help. I was a caregiver for my dad, and I can honestly say VA healthcare was there for him, my family, and myself every step of the way. The VA offers unlimited healthcare options from routine preventative care to home health and everything in between. It never cost my dad or our family a penny. As a veteran, my dad deserved the best, and so does the veteran in your life. My name is Dottie, and I believe VA cares.
Well, come Friday, the Red Sox will begin spring training games and won't have a day off until mid-March, so the grind begins, and there's so many question marks when it comes to this season. I still go back to Mookie Betts. This team will be fine offensively, still have a ton of weapons, but trading David Price too, the pitching depth, especially at starter, it's not that deep. But back to the offense, and they will be missing a number of things with the departure of Mookie. One of them is a solid leadoff hitter. Remember, they took Betts out of the spot for Andrew Benintendi last season, and he struggled, hitting .256 in 48 games leading off before moving back to Mookie. But according to Ron Renicky, Benny is getting the first crack at it this season, and the outfielder is ready.
It really doesn't matter where you hit. I mean, if you lead off, really the first time you hit, you're the first one hitting. So, other than that, it's just like anything else. So, I don't know. I mean, last year I felt completely fine doing it. I just didn't play well.
I know he can do it. He's a really good hitter, and he has a really good eye, and he takes pitches. He does everything you really need as a leadoff hitter, and he can steal bases too. So, I like him in the leadoff spot.
We should know by the end of next week what Major League Baseball finds out about the Red Sox and alleged sign stealing, but not many people are too happy with Commissioner Rob Manfred and the way he handled the Astros scandal. The commish had a disaster news conference on Sunday and today tried to get a grip on things. Many are upset the Houston players were not punished, and just listen to Yankee star Aaron Judge when asked this.
Do you think the Astros should be stripped of their 2017 championship?
I just don't think it holds any value. You cheated and you didn't earn it.
Every complaint about sign stealing, whether it involved the Houston Astros or another club, was investigated by our office real time.
So the Bruins have just 22 games left in the regular season, and my goodness, they are in a battle for first in the Atlantic with the Lightning just 1 point back of them. These are the two best records in hockey right now, and they're going to face off 2 more times in March. But right now, they're on a Canadian road trip starting west tomorrow against the #1 team in the Pacific. That's Edmonton.
Definitely a team we don't see a lot during a year, so we know they have some skills, and playing well this year, so we're excited, we always tough games here in this building.
McDavid's out and Cass in the good players for him. They seem to have survived that. I think that's the mark of a good team. Team that plays with a lot of structure. They can plug guys in and still get points, so that'll be our challenge.
NHL trade deadline is Monday. The Bruins should be active. They need to be. In the NFL, one veteran Super Bowl winning quarterback has decided to return to his team. It's not Tom Brady. Drew Brees says he's coming back to the Saints. Tim, free agency begins a month from today.
Don't do that to me. I thought you had me for a second there. Probably would have led with it, though. All right, 90 minutes left in the day. So you got another excuse to pour that glass of wine before the day is over, because it is National Drink Wine Day. Woohoo. Everyone loves a nice glass of wine and doesn't really need an excuse to have a glass of wine. So, red, white, have it all. All right.
Every day's wine day.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back.
The Subaru of New England, Washington's birthday sales event lasts all month long. Feel the freedom in the all-new, all-wheel drive 2020 Subaru Outback, starting at only $26,645 with 0.9% financing, or lease for only $249 per month. Featuring standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and EyeSight driver assist technology, you can go where love takes you this winter.
The 2020 presidential election will be one of the most exciting races in U.S. history.
Who will occupy the Oval Office? To memorialize this historic election, this collector's edition 2020 Battle for the White House chess set is now ready for public release. Democrats stand face to face against Republicans. President Donald J. Trump with Mike Pence by his side. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. Knights riding symbolic donkeys and elephants. Justices Brett Kavanaugh, Sonia Sotomayor, Chief Justice John Roberts, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Bishops standing guard to protect the Supreme Court. Pawns, elephants for the Republicans and donkeys for the Democrats, are the first line of defense. Each piece painstakingly designed for impeccable detail that is truly stunning. A keepsake you'll cherish for generations and proudly display in your home. Former President George W. Bush, Vice President Dick Cheney, along with former President Barack Obama and Vice President Joe Biden, rooks for this historic showdown. Who will win the election in your home? You could spend nearly $800 on a traditional chess set, or you can call or go online today to reserve your limited edition 2020 Battle for the White House chess set for only $39.99, complete with an individually numbered certificate of authenticity. Order in the next 5 minutes and you can get a second chess set. Just pay a separate fee. Because the Democratic nominees are not yet known, you'll receive 2 empty podiums to play now. Once the candidate is selected, you will be notified to complete your set. So don't wait. Own a piece of history today.
To get your collector's edition chess set, call 1-800-675-3155. That's 1-800-675-3155. Call or visit chess2020.com. So call 1-800-675-3155 or visit chess2020.com now.
NECN, New England's connection.
Welcome to Talk Stoop from our new home here at beautiful 277 Fifth Avenue, the tallest residential condominium on Fifth Avenue in the heart of Nomad. Today we're chatting with stars who are constantly reinventing themselves and taking on new challenges. First up, I'm with one of the busiest men on the planet, Terry Crews. He talks about his 2 new NBC shows, his family, and even reveals what his secret talent is. Man, such an honor to be here, Terry. We're all such fans of everything that you do.
Thank you.
Of course. And I don't know when you get to sleep at all because you're always busy so much. I feel like you live at the NBC building.
Yes.
Literally.
I got no problem with that. You know, I have NBC tattooed on my ass. I'm just being real.
How's your wife okay with this? You literally spend your entire life.
I love it. You know what? First of all, when you do what you love, is it really work?
Let's talk about it. America's Got Talent Champions. Now you are the host of it.
Yes! That was one of the most athletic things I have ever seen in my entire life. I look at my life every day, the things I get to do, the films, the television shows, the people I get to meet, the money I get to make. Hallelujah. I go, and I go, oh my God, I am a dream. I'm living the dream. Right. But these guys, when they're on stage, they're not thinking about the other guy. They're not thinking about the other competition or a comedian or magician. They're so into what they do. It's a miracle to watch. It's so inspiring. Right. And I get to be the host. I get to be the one. I'm like the first face they see and the last face they see coming off. And when Simon looked at me, I remember I got off the stage of the first episode, he was like, Terry, amazing. I was like, oh my God, I got that from Simon. I was like, yes. My wife was a little like, all right, calm down, calm down. But I was like, oh my baby, Simon likes me. You know what I mean? It's so, I'm so needy. I'm so needy. Yes, I am.
Tell me, do you have a hidden talent that we don't know about?
Oh, I have plenty. Sometimes you got to keep them quiet because of the haters. Yeah, no, really. You tell too many and people be like, all right, okay, so you acting now and you do it. But I play the flute.
Do you really?
I am a flautist. Yes, I am. I love the flute. First of all, people are like, man, wait a minute, that's girly. No, it's not. No, it's not. Flute. The flute is the blaxploitation. Like, it's your own blaxploitation movie. Yeah. Anytime you play the flute, you're like, oh man, I feel real gangster right here.
I love it.
It's badass, okay?
Let's talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Okay, so take us back a little bit because it was on Fox for a long time, and now it's moved over, part of NBC.
Yes.
So let's talk about it. Where did we end up, and what are we going to be seeing in the new season?
Well, we ended the season on a cliffhanger, and we got canceled. We were like, what the world? And we couldn't believe it. And we were like, that's just the way it is, I guess. And then the internet went nuts. The internet went crazy. They demanded the show get back. It was the #1 trending topic all over the world because people were like, I was watching that.
Right.
Hey, don't touch, how you gonna just turn off my TV? I was watching that. Hey, what are you doing here?
Why do they make decisions like that when it's...
Sometimes the obstacle is the way. I read this book, it blew my mind. The obstacle is the way. The fact that we got canceled actually became our blessing in disguise. People were like, I never heard of that show. Let me binge watch this. And we got picked up